love yourself. Try to love yourself more. And I say this because lastly in my life I noticed that, I mean, it was quite obvious anyways, but it occurred to me that I didn't love myself enough, and it just struck me how, how important this is, and how little I gave attention to it. And like having had anxiety and having all sorts of like problems in my life, it was really, it was completely obvious that I didn't love myself. But I don't know, like I actually did. It was just I was at a meetup and did a breathing work where you have to breathe deeply for like for an hour or less, a little bit less maybe. And yeah, and I just like during this exercise I noticed something came up, like a thought or whatever, and I noticed that I didn't love myself, and I just told it to me. I didn't say I don't love myself enough or stuff like that. I was like, I don't love myself. And it was just like I realized how little I love myself, and it was crazy. And the problem is that if you don't love yourself, you cannot help other people, because what you're gonna be spreading around is just like empty words and empty actions. And yeah, maybe it's not, that is maybe less obvious, but for me, someone who doesn't love himself cannot help other people, because you're not empowered enough. You're like, you're way too likely to be influenced by outer stuff, and you're not giving love to people. So when you're trying to help people, you're going, actually what you're going to try to do is to help yourself. So you're going to try to fill the hole, emotional hole that's in yourself, while helping others, and that doesn't really help actually, and it's not genuine either. It's a little bit like dishonest. It's like giving, yeah, I don't know, like giving money to someone in order to feel better. Like that doesn't help either for me. I don't like that. I've done this so many times, and then I felt like, wow, I'm this good person. And actually, no, I don't think so. I don't think that we're good or bad. Like most of the time, what's really important is why we do certain things, and that's why like loving ourselves, for me, it's like it's something I'm working on, and it's so hard, and it's the first step for everything else, because I also want to do videos that are able to help people. And I realized that it's just like completely useless if I don't love myself. And yeah, this is, I think this is it. And the thing is also, it's very hard. I mean, for me, it hurts to acknowledge that I don't love myself, because when you acknowledge this to yourself, you know that people don't want to hang around other people who don't love themselves. And you know that you will maybe have to face rejection or whatever, because um, when you acknowledge that you don't love yourself, it's kind of like just destroying all the foundation of your being, because like love is something, and even like love to yourself, it's like it's the most obvious thing that you should have. How can you be happy and live and if you don't like yourself? And it's also a surviving mechanism. If you don't love yourself, you could just like as well kill yourself. And I mean, it's super obvious, right? So it's hard actually to acknowledge that, because then you're like, okay, I don't even have like the main thing that a human should have in order to even survive, let alone like the rest. But like survive, you have to love yourself. It's just the main thing. And so it hurts to acknowledge it, but once you acknowledge it, like I did last week, it was last week, and I already knew it, but not, I didn't say it in those words. It just feels good because then you know what you gotta work on, and there's so many ways to do it, but I know that now that I said it, I'm so much more gonna focus in every situation. If I'm doing something that is like more loving to myself, or more maybe destroying myself in each like moment, because I think it counts, like, and I think it's important to, at least in my life, to ask myself the question, do, like, am I making something right now that makes me, I don't know, love myself more, or yeah. Thank you.